My friend, this is Wolfman's Brother. This is a song by PHiSH. When they play it live, opposed to the studio version, I think it's in a different key. We're going to play this one in the key of E major. E major has a 1 chord, F sharp minor is our 2 chord, G sharp minor is our 3 chord, A major is our 4 chord, B major is our 5 chord. Our relative minor and note that shares all the same notes, key signature, is C sharp minor. Its natural minor is the same as E major. And when we play our diminished, D sharp diminished, it goes back into our E. However, we're not really going to be using that one. We're going to be using a B7 a little bit, but we're not really. We're just going to take the B major and go down to an A few times and then right back to the E. At the end of this video, I will show you how to solo over the key of E, over the key of C sharp, and over the key of D major. I'll show you a couple things about pentatonics, and I'll also give you a little hint and insight on how to practice the practice of practicing. For this song, we're going to be playing the A major shape using our 3rd finger. We're going to take this all the way up here to the 9th fret, meaning we're going to bar our whole 1st finger on the 7th. That gives us an E major. From this, we're going to view this as having a G sharp in the bass and the same E, G sharp, and C right here. Sorry, not C, E. That gives us the same chord, E major, but as an inversion. 1st inversion to be exact, because it has the G sharp as the lowest note. And then we're going to roll it up from our 2, flat 3, 3, and then into our triad. Here's the rhythm. Roll up, rest. Da da da. Rest, rest, rest. Down. This is called the practicing of practicing. If you can't get it at that speed limit, slow it down. After we play the E, we're going to go down to the C sharp minor and then to the D major. When we play a C sharp minor, we use our bar chord plus the A minor stock right here. And then when we move it up, we change this A minor to an A major with the bar chord of the 5th, and we get our D. Now, of course, you can even play E major, C sharp minor, D major, E major. Absolutely. Any inversion or positioning you want to do that. But I've seen PHiSH many, many, many times. This is exactly what Trey plays. He goes... bass kicks in. Boom, 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 boom. Do 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 do. Boom, boom, do do boom, boom, boom. Nice. This is called the verse of the A section. Da 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 da. This progression is called a 1, 6, flat 7. When we go to the B section, the chorus, it goes to a big old B major. It's the Wolfman's Brother. Down a whole step to A, cut off. Coming down on E major. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. Here's the second verse. Meaningless excitement. Does it in grouping of 4, then it goes to the chorus again. B, it's the Wolfman's Brother, the Wolfman's Brother, coming down on me. E, here comes our progression. Now after the first 2 verses, it's going to do this as just an in-between, kind of like a standard verse turnaround. And then right here, it's going to go back to the minor 6. Sweet silence, D, C sharp minor, sound, D major, C sharp minor, cross between a hurricane. We're going to go to the B after this. B as in boy. It's the Wolfman's Brother, the Wolfman's Brother. Do this 3 times. Wolfman. 4 part. Bounce, should've took more than you gave. Coming down. Should've took more than you gave. Fishman's going. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was a childhood actor on the Good Ship Lollipop, black and white movies. Long story short, they do a vocal breakdown. That's how they end a song generally, and if they go into a jam live, Trey will just go off. Here's where you learn how to solo. Over the top of this. Pentatonic. You can do a C sharp minor pentatonic if you want to view it that way. You can do an E major pentatonic. As long as you kind of know where all of your pentatonic shapes are, you'll do fine playing over this one in the key of E. Anytime you're playing an E or a C sharp, you can use both C natural minor, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. When you're playing in the key of E, you could also use that C sharp natural minor. When it goes to the D, that's when you want to functionally shift what you're doing. So if you're playing an E run, as soon as it goes to the D, you can do that same groove a half step down. Cut and dry. That's because we're not traditionally playing just a D major or just a B minor there. We're actually moving notes in between them. The fun of this is actually going through that process of hearing the 2, flat 3, 3 to the E. When we go to the C sharp minor, can you still make that work? And the only reason why I could get around the fretboard and move around here is I've spent countless thousands of hours doing exactly what you just saw, noodling. And eventually hitting wrong notes, they turn into right notes because you could only be a half note off from the right actual frequency or pitch. And the truth is, if you wrote the song, whatever note you play is the right note. I'm just joking. Some things actually make sense musically. That's why good bands and good artists and musicians do really well with knowing music theory, and then other musicians who don't know music theory do exceptionally well, because sometimes you just stumble upon greatness. In fact, the reason why I teach is because I want to have a little bit of stumbling upon greatness and then a little bit of theory behind it. That makes for a more well-rounded musician, in my opinion, and it just helps my brain itch that special scratch that's going on. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, put a thumbs up, put something cool in the comment section, and remember, have a great day.